Okay, so I think this confirms some suspicions, which is that Sophia, the ring, right? The ring suggests that there was more going on than that she was his cousin, right? So, very curious. Also, how random that I tried that code. This has been stuck in my head. And it worked. Now I can get into Father Matthew's desk, which is pretty incredible. I also know more about the cemetery this time, so I want to go out there and see if I can find Trisha and Scott's hiding spot. Hello, Olive. Very insistent. The key to that might be in Father Matthew's office, actually. Yeah, I knew this rock looked kind of weird, but I'm guessing this is what they're referring to. Maybe it was just their meeting spot. I'll have to go back and look at the letters. Going straight to the desk. Double checking this code. Oh, 318. Okay, Matthew's diary. May 13th, 1995. Oh, wow. So this is way later than anything else we've gotten from Father Matthew. I visited Scott today. I couldn't believe what he said. How could Sophia be dead? How could Andrew, Henry, and Vivian have killed her? Did Dorothy know? How about Wanda or Charles? Did they know? Why didn't anyone tell me? Well, obviously. May 28th, 1995. I visited Sophia's grave today. It was just a wooden cross that Scott made, and there was no name on it. I placed some flowers in front of it. She always had a liking for flowers. So that's what that wooden cross is at the corner of the graveyard. June 4th, 1995. We had Mass today. Vivian and Henry were there. Andrew, as usual, didn't come. All I can think of whenever I look at them is whether they actually killed Sophia or not. As they praised the Lord throughout the sermon, I felt sick to the stomach. I couldn't bear to see their faces. What should I do now? I know I should forgive them, but it's so difficult. I'm dying inside. I wish I never visited Scott. I wish I had never heard what he said. I wish I could just forget everything. June 6, 1995. I need to talk to Andrew. I need him to confess. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that Matthew may play a role in Vivian's murder, but I don't know why. I also know that there's a cross. There's Father Calvin. I know that there's a cross somewhere. Oh! And so Scott's final court appearance was on the October 12th, 1995. Hmm. Mmm. This cross symbol is what's in the side of this. Well, maybe it's a little bit different, but not unrelated for sure. Okay, I'm gonna go silent again as I try to figure some of this out, because I imagine I'm gonna be doing a lot of fast forwarding for you, gentle viewer. Hey everybody. So, this is probably going to be a video that is tacked on to the end of 2 other videos, so I'm not going to do too much introducing, but I will say, sorry, I had never seen this. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got about 5 outstanding puzzles right now. One of them is this drawer, which I have this incomprehensible note for. Subtract the yellow darts points from the red darts total. Well, there is a sheet that tells you how to score darts in the N, and I used it, and no matter how I figure this, it's wrong. So I've been doing 60 plus 50 is 110, and then 110 plus 2, or excuse me, 110 and red, and then yellow is 2 and 7, so that's 9. And so my interpretation of this note is subtract the yellow dart's points from the red dart's total. So does that mean that so the way I've been doing it is it 110 minus 9? Is it because in darts you count back from 501 with whatever points you get, so is it 50 plus 60 is 110, 110 minus 9, but I guess maybe I don't remember if I did it this way, so 501 minus 60, excuse me, 501 minus 110 is 391, and 9 from 501 is 492. Subtract the yellow dart's points from the red dart's total. Well, there's no way to subtract the red darts here, their total, which would be 391, from the yellow darts total, which would be 492. So I'm not sure if this is like a translation error, but this is just so vague to me. But I'll try what I just figured out. So what is the red darts total? Currently it is 391. 391 minus 492 would be 101. Negative 101. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. I think I came to 101 in another way too. Yeah. So, I'm still going to be thinking on that one. Oh, by the way, we are in Bernard's house, who is the leader of the pack when it comes to the house staff at the Roberts' house. So, 3 other puzzles that come to mind, 2 of which are in the Roberts' house, which is the clock that I can't figure out, and the bookcase that I can't figure out. In other places I have missing pieces and stuff, missing keys, but I'm not counting those as puzzles per se. I'll find those exploring or whatnot. And then another puzzle is the other confessional, so the other combination lock at the church in the other confessional. And so I know that one of the videos that was shorter, because I was literally just going around to try and figure out some puzzles, and I was going to be recording, but I didn't want to waste anybody's time if I had trouble figuring that out. And so anyway, I'm gonna very quickly, I didn't mean to actually come this way, I'm going to be brave. It's daylight outside. I'm having a good day so far, so I am going to try and go to the basement. I also have a limited amount of time, so I can't, I have to get in and get out, and that steals my nerves. But I did want to come back to the sheriff's office because the private investigator mentioned that there was supposed to be something here for him, and I literally haven't been here in all the hours I've been playing the game since I first came in. So it seems worth it to just take another look and just make sure that I didn't miss anything that was vital. Yeah, I got the... So much duct tape on the bookcase. This is also the room where we were... this was the tutorial room. So we're getting different messages here than we do elsewhere in the game. And while I'm just looking around here, I want to say I am really excited about... Oh! I'm really excited about the game this company has coming out that's all investigations like this. Scott Brooks, the only suspect of this murder case. 11:30 p.m. near the woods north of the mansion. North of the mansion. The cabin is decidedly south. Like, the cabin is somewhere in here. Or, excuse me, no. It's down here off of Pebble Lane. So, if I'm to take this as oriented towards the north, then we haven't actually found where Scott was when this happened. Two hunters were looking for more wood for their bonfire. They heard shouting. They witnessed Scott and Vivian arguing. 6 months prior to Vivian's death, Scott was fired from working at the mansion. So, August 9/6, March, around March. March. Let's look at Vivian. I think she's gonna give us. No, that's 1994. What about Andrew? 1994. Looking for a 1995 journal. 1993, 90. Dorothy. 95, June 18th, 95, February 13th, 95. May. Do we have anything from Charles? No. Ooh, 1995-1. Okay, so we need to find another of Dorothy's journals. I imagine it's in her house, which we know which one of them is her house, but we just don't have a key. Okay, I'm looking through the PI stuff really quick. (1971, 73, 74 was when Trisha was born. Emergency operation. Dr. Henry Johnson, which he wrote a letter to Charles saying, "Don't come here, your affair upsets her." Meet with the sheriff at the outpost at 10 a.m. He mentioned wanting to show me some files. Yeah, that's what we don't have a key to. Wait, what day was that? On 5/11. Okay. (5/11), and I know that the PI disappeared. Do I have that letter? Who are Mr. Morris and Mrs. Hall? Apparently I may not have taken a picture of the note that was being slipped under the PI's door. March 13th, 5/11 was when he was going to meet. 4/2, 4/9, 3/29. So he was there for a while. Yeah, I should have taken a picture of that.
This is Steven. I just wanted to make sure the package was sent. Again, I'm currently at Anne's courtyard. Any extra info you have would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Talk to you later.
I wonder if the package he's referring to is the briefcase that's on his desk. So I need a key there. So there is something here, I just don't have the means to get into it yet, which is typical, but good to know. Okay, without further ado, let us jet to the hospital and finally figure out what's going on in the morgue. Hopefully that will shed some light on other places where I'm stuck. I'm pretty frustrated about the darts puzzle. It seems like it should be simple, and so I feel like I'm really messing it up somehow. Because if it were a math error, they would have fixed that with a patch. So, it's on me, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But while I'm walking, I will update my current theory of the crime. So I definitely think that Matthew may have something to do with Vivian's murder, Father Matthew, because I think that he and Sophia were together, and I think that he thinks Scott is his son. Now, I do not know. This is definitely Dorothy's house, but I just don't have a key yet. Now, is Scott, like, whose son is Scott? Is he Charles's son, or is he Matthew's son? And I do not know the answer to that question. I don't... If he is Charles's son, Charles did not know that he was his son. And the reason for that is because he allowed Trisha and Charles to date. He said, you know, I don't even mind his status. He's like a son to me, blah, 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 blah. So he had different feelings about Scott. I'm having trouble putting that into any sort of context. Okay, so I'm not going to go all the way around, but I will show you. We can all look. So, like, just a little bit further on the other side of this fence, that's where Steve Moss was when he took this picture. Which is exactly where there is an outline of a body underneath. So, yeah, as I've said before, I'm pretty sure that Sophia is a literal haunting. Maureen. And I feel like I definitely should be able to get into these places sooner or later. It's also weird that I can't just, like, move the chair, but I will take whatever sign the game gives me that I do not need to further investigate. Because there's a lot of investigation happening. Interesting. I will also say, for whatever it's worth, I'm very proud of myself for not looking up the solutions to some of these. I didn't like that. Oh, that scared me. Okay. Whew. Yikes. So there was power? How did I miss that? Okay. I might scream, so my heart's already pounding. I wouldn't call myself a scaredy cat, but I definitely am. Ah! Okay. The door's bolted from behind, so how do I get in there? Okay. Stairs A is 2. 3 is the elevator. 4 is the electric control room. 5 is the mortuary. So if I go upstairs here, from stairs A to stairs A on 6, it's 16, so I'm right here. So the basement is right here. What is 9? The medical records room. 4 is the emergency room. Oh. Okay. So I need to get to the generator. The electric control room is in the bottom. So I need to go outside, I guess, which is fine with me. Get out of here. Hospitals are bad enough. And also, you can tell how nervous I was before that I didn't actually explore thoroughly, or I would have found that keycard, I think. Somebody turned it off so I couldn't use the keycard? Because that feels like picking up the keycard actually triggered that. Okay, so while I'm out here running around like a dork, here's something to consider. So I'm pretty sure that Stephen Moss is dead. Stephen Moss is the private investigator. But was he killed? Okay, well then who could have killed him? Was it the person on the roof? Well, that person... Okay. Just gonna go around this corner. Are they still there? Okay. But who would have killed him and why? It doesn't necessarily make any sense. Should I really go back in the building with the crazy lady? Spooky lady up there? I need to go to the other side. Okay. But, like, why? Why would he have been killed? Like, that doesn't really make any sense to me. So, unless he was getting close to some sort of truth that somebody didn't want him to know. Oh, there's a... 7 Pebble Lane. Okay. Harold Mason. Yolanda Harris. Harold Mason, he was dying. We have his letter. Okay. Yikes. Trying to get to the other side of this dang building. Oh, I think I was supposed to duck under the... Is this Henry Johnson's voice?
Hello again, Miss Roberts. How are you doing? What should we talk about today? The nurses have notified me that you haven't been eating your meals. Is there something wrong with the food? We know that currently this is a rough time for you. Your father has been asking for you. He wants to know if he can talk to you.
Was it... Yeah, I mean, who would have killed Stephen if he got too close? Like, that doesn't really make any sense to me. It's quite the small kitchen, even for a hospital this size. Also, I'm about to have to jump off this and continue this when my nerves are decidedly less steeled. Yeah, she's gone. Good. Great. Yeah. Perfect. But, I mean, it may be worth just kind of listing off who we think is dead and, did I not squeeze under this before? I'm outside. I'm on the back end. Cafeteria is 1. 7 is the kitchen. Okay, so that's where I am. And I need to get onto this side. So I go from the front around. There's not really a way out, is there? What's 12? Patient room. 9 is medical records. I don't think so. But, okay, so Vivian, obviously, is the reason for the season. And then who else died? Well, Trisha. And Henry Johnson. Don't know why he died. Could have been suicide, but I don't think so. And then probably the private investigator, Stephen Moss. Trisha Roberts died. Scott Brooks died. Andrew died. Magdalene Roberts died and was suspected, and we're suspecting that it's murder. So I'm at stairs A, which is 16. Is there a way out here? I literally have nothing. Like, I have a key card that doesn't work because the power got shut off as soon as I got it. Did I get in here? Yeah. Wow, guys, I don't know. I do believe it will take more steel than I've got in my veins right now. figure it out. I mean, I feel like I'm probably just missing something really big. On the outside of every other house, there's a breaker. Well, the electrical room is in the basement. I can't get into the basement. And I can't get into whatever that room was because my key card doesn't work. So, just kind of hard to figure out how to fix all that. I swear I was able to duck under here before. Was I not? I'll have to go back and look. Anyway, well, that's where I've got to stop it for right now, because I've got a meeting. But, I will try to bundle up myself and try again in a bit. See you then. And we're back. Okay. Time to get scared. Again. I'm looking for some kind of breaker so that I can turn the power back on. But I feel pretty certain that on the map it says electrical room, and that's exactly where I have to go, and I don't know how to get there yet. I am really not convinced that I'm not supposed to be able to get under there. Because I got under one before. But I don't remember where that was. Okay, well. Maybe I'm just being real dumb, but let's go and explore the woods outside of the Roberts house. And see, maybe I should go back up to the second floor and see if there's anything I can find up here. Look, the lights are still on. What's up with that? Oh, or is that just windows? Okay. Yeah, alright. Yikes. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like it. Where do we bury our time capsule? I have a few ideas in my mind and I want you to pick one for me. The playground. So originally I thought this was the box that I found in the stump, but it's not. Behind the hunting cabin. The cemetery. So there's a cemetery in the church. There's the hunting cabin. There's the playground. I want you to pick one for me. So there's the cemetery, and out here is the playground and the cabin. 2 hunting grounds along the river. Oh, I don't know, guys. I'm feeling, guys, she says to a Completely empty room. To my mom. She works in the hospital as a nurse. Mom, that you're not feeling well. Hannah who? Nicole who? So there's the seesaw, the swing set, the slide, the road to the cabin. And some flowers. And of course this big, bloody smear over here. Oh! Oh dear. Woo! Going up to the roof. Ah! Okay, so here's an interesting question. Was that person trying to tell us that we needed to go up on the roof? Okay. I'm guessing someone did. Here's a potential question. Is there more than one ghost? Because we hear about the one in white, but we don't hear about the one in black. And that one seemed to be in black. Well, I had that question very, very early on about could we get to the roof, and now we've answered it, and it was unsatisfying. At least that I saw. I mean, surely there's something else up here. Am I supposed to see something? Is she out here? Like, is there supposed to be a switch? Like, nothing? It's literally just... Okay. Okay. Hospital map. We're on the second floor. We are near the restrooms. So we're here. 8. Ah, man. Such a scaredy cat. I'm so nervous. This is the floor. One of these rooms is definitely Trisha's old room and would have been her room around the time that she died. Which I still can't get over, like that we know nothing about that. Been in there. This is where we found Mr. Mason's letter, I think. Yeah. Let's see if it's rereading it gives us any more clues. I should be a good detective and just sit down and go through all the stuff, but I've been pretty judicious and careful about reading everything, so I'm not quite in the place where I feel like I could learn much. But that's probably exactly when I need to go back. So once we establish that there's literally nothing for me to do here, I will definitely just break down and go back to brass tacks. There's one more place that I'd like to explore before I completely give up here. If anybody ever watches this, I hope that they thank me for fast forwarding through all of the BS I'm having to do here. It's not BS. I'm missing something pretty drastic, I know. I mean, I feel like I've got of the 5 or so puzzles that I know are kind of outstanding, I know that I have the solution to at least 2 of them, and I just can't make it work, so who's the dummy, I guess. Okay, so one thing that we saw earlier when I made an unplanned impromptu trip to the sheriff was that it said that Scott had been seen north of the Roberts mansion, but the log cabin itself is south-ish west. So that means that if I'm reading things correctly, that I haven't really explored the Roberts grounds as well as I could have. So let's go do that. Shortcut. And I need to find that kid's time capsule. So maybe I'll go look for that. But I probably won't be talking too much because if it's a whole bunch of nothing, then I'll try to fast forward through it. Okay, so here's the mansion. The drive enters from the south, so I need to go to the north side, which I think is close to where the gardener's shack is. Now I'm feeling paranoid and looking at all the roofs. I think I found that before, but I had forgotten. Yeah, I definitely know that one. Is there any sort of clue that I could access? He's a guilty person. Maybe it's the year that Sophia went missing? Which would be 74, 75? 75. Very long shot. Yeah, didn't think so. Oh, there's something else that I wanted to point out. So one of the things that we found that I saw when I was rewatching one of these videos is, do they have 7475? No. Okay. So what I'm looking for is Bernard's. Also worth noting that Bernard hurt his hand and that glass was cracked. That's his house. This J4TYV exclamation point pound sign RJD. So this looks like to me 1974. Thank you, Vivian exclamation point. And then I don't know what the pound sign is, but RJD. I don't know what that means, but I feel like this password is symbolic. I also don't know who Aunt Cecilia is, and I wish I knew where that code went. Is this a euphemism? I still don't know. So that over there is the south. So I'm guessing that gate was what they meant by he was seen. I want the attic key. I want to be able to get in the attic. Because the attic's the only way to get into the garage. I'm going to do one look for the time capsule from the kids and then call it, because I've got to go back to brass tacks and figure this all out. Maybe I'm trying to think about what that clue could have meant, or what the kids' time capsule conversation could represent if I don't find anything from them. And maybe it was just supposed to make me think, like, oh, there might be something hidden for me to find. Yeah, there are only 3 landmarks here. And none of them are actually marked. Yeah, I don't think that those girls buried that box like they planned to. But there's also the time capsule that Scott and Trisha buried. Not Scott, Derek. .318. The code was it 318? Yeah, okay. I'm really bummed that all that anticipation, and the only thing that I found when I went back to the hospital was a key card that doesn't work. Oh, and also a spooky lady staring at me from the roof. Or maybe they did bury the time capsule, and it's literally just, but maybe as a memorial. Maybe the little girl in the hospital didn't make it. Or maybe it was just supposed to draw me to look at these places a little bit closer. One of the things on the front of that, or on that, was these. Is there anything over here? Like one of the very few natural features that were drawn on that map were these flowers. I will say, just from watching from looking at the listing for this game on Steam, there's an image that they have as the main image for this game that we haven't come across yet, and I think that that particular site is awaiting us once we find a clue that goes to this cabin, just from context clues. But I hate bringing in, like, I just need to admit that I know that that's coming, because it bothers me. It bothers me that I've been trying to be so good, and still I have some anticipation that isn't from the game itself. Just give this another once over. What have I got to lose here? They keep asking me to look at these knives. And, like, the report said that Vivian was bludgeoned to death, and it's like, well, then it wasn't a knife. But I'm trying not to be too judgy. About what I think should and shouldn't be. Oh, the door's barricaded. I never realized that before. That's troublesome. Why would Father Matthew forbid me to be with Trisha? See, I'm going back and forth. I don't know. Because Father Matthew didn't find out until 1995-ish that Sophia was dead. So Father Calvin brought him to the orphanage. '72. Had an affair with Charles. A child was born. Okay, they confronted Sophia. A fight broke out. Sophia fell and hit her head on a nearby well. Okay, this doesn't work. And this is where I think Dr. Johnson's complicity comes in. He checked and realized she was dead. That sounds like that's what he told Andrew. Her neck had broken, no one knew what to do. Vivian then asked Andrew to take care of the body and her baby. Vincent. Yeah, because it's not attached to anything, obviously. Okay. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna check if there's a way for me to get under the countertop at the inn, and then I'm gonna go back to Bernard's and try to figure out that dartboard, which is where we began. And if I don't find anything, this is where I'll cut off. So. There is something really satisfying about only having access to what I've earned access to through what I've found. Looking more specifically for the latch. It doesn't make sense that it would be from the outside, though. If you had a secret compartment where you were working every day, you'd probably make it to where randos couldn't open it. So. We're talking about a counter. Like, it has to be set. Yeah, that one's pretty frustrating. Especially when I'm dealing with, like, textures that are getting in the way. Part of the counter. At a corner. Oh, thank God. March 20th, 1997. There's a private investigator in town by name of Steve Moss. Rumor has it that someone hired him to investigate Vivian's death after the police ceased their own search. It's tragic that Vivian's murder case was never solved. Whose writing is this? April 9th, 1997. I saw Matthew today while he was cleaning the church. He looked thinner than he used to be. We talked for a bit. He told me he will be leaving Painscreek soon as his services won't be needed here anymore. I think the recent deaths in Painscreek affected him tremendously, not to mention the tragedy that befell his adopted son, Scott. Even now, no one knows what really happened. None of the cases were ever solved. Sometimes I wonder if Scott did kill Vivian, or was he just unfortunate and wrongly accused. April 14th, 1997. Mr. Moss came by today. He decided to question me, see if I know anything he hadn't already learned. I told him everything I legally could. Legally. Interesting. When asked how his investigation went, he said something about an incident that happened in 1975, which might just be the breakthrough that he needed. As he left, I could not help but wonder if it had anything to do with the mansion maid who left Painscreek. Okay. That's it? Innkeeper's logbook. They keep some interesting stuff in there, he said. A stuffed animal and a book that says that they knew he was there? Like, not a great clue, I don't think. Unless I'm just really missing something. I'm gonna research these rooms really quick. There's one of these in the rectory. Just knowing what I know now, there's no telling what I'd find on a second look. Okay, I'm not hopeful, but let's see if this works. $391.9. So the red total minus the yellow total, or yellow points. Alright, gonna keep trying. Okay, so I cheated a little bit, because that was just driving me crazy, and ultimately, we don't have enough information. This dart has broken off, so we don't know where it goes, so we can't answer that question. That makes me really upset. Since everybody's clock's the same, I'm gonna go try that on the clock in the Roberts' home. Hey everybody, welcome back to Painscreek. It was living up to its name in the last few playthroughs or play sessions, because I was just stuck on these puzzles. And I knew that at least some of the puzzles that I had pieces to, I had to know how they were put together, or I had all the pieces to put them together. But I was just was banging my head against the wall about it. And the thing about how I play games is I don't play games for frustration. So I was getting to the point of feeling my interest start to tip. And I decided that instead of quitting, that I would just go ahead and give myself a hint to the specific puzzle that I was working on. Well, in the last video, you would have seen that I looked up the dartboard in Bernard's room and realized that I actually didn't have the all of the pieces to that. So it's actually not something that I can solve at this point, and I'm not going to solve until I have the pieces. But then I was like, I have the clock and I have the clues. Or the book from this bookshelf, this one right here. And I literally drew a diagram for this puzzle and did tried to figure out 4 right, 6 left, 3 right, what does that mean? And I looked up just this clue. I literally Googled 4 right, 6 left, 3 right on Google with Painscreek killing at the end, and immediately saw that this one had the simplest solution that I literally just didn't see. So that's not on the game designers, that's on me. So I don't want to quit. I don't want to quit when it's not clear that it's am I frustrated about my own performance and my own inability to solve these puzzles, or am I frustrated at the game designers? And in this case, they definitely didn't deserve any of my frustration, because this isn't about them. It's fairly obvious once you know what it means. So 4 right, 6 left, 3 right means 4 from the right, 6 from the left, and 3 from the right. And there it is. And I could kick myself over how easy that was, but here we go. All that for this? My God. Okay. Oh, Magdalene Roberts, mother of Charles, dies at age 68. Kind of like a very a mix between Betty White and Squidward. Hospital reports heart attack as main cause of death. Magdalene Roberts passed away last night at the age of 68. She was visiting her son, Charles Roberts, in Painscreek when her heart failed. Dorothy Patterson, a maid working at the mansion, knocked on Magdalene's door at 7 a.m. Since there was no answer, she assumed Magdalene was still sleeping. It was only 2 hours later, when Magdalene still did not respond to her knocking, that she realized something was wrong. She called Bernard Hopkins, the mansion butler, who came and opened the room to find Magdalene laying on the bed. She wasn't breathing. He immediately called 911. So Bernard's the one that called 911. Dr. Johnson, the family doctor and head of Painscreek Community Hospital, arrived at the mansion at around 9:30 a.m. and pronounced Magdalene Roberts dead. According to Dr. Johnson, Magdalene Roberts probably had a heart attack sometime in the middle of the night. More accurate diagnosis is yet to be determined, but Magdalene's death was probably the result of high blood pressure and old age. Oh, and we actually have a date on that. Have I not seen the dates on any of these? 8/27/1975. Let me look at that. Yeah, not all of these have dates, so that's interesting. June 16th, 1975. Dear Charles, I received a letter from Dorothy yesterday. She told me everything. What have you done, my son? Does Vivian know? Have you even considered the consequences of your actions? And what of this Sophia? What will you do with her? So Dorothy's the one that told Magdalene, because it says love mom at the bottom. You made a mistake, and you'll need to take responsibility for what you have done. Do you understand? You cannot take her as your wife. You already have one. This scandal cannot be publicly known. It will destroy your political career. However, the child is important. He is your flesh and blood and might be the son that you need to properly continue the family. I am now preparing to visit you. Do not say anything to Vivian yet. I will take care of it when I arrive. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting. So Dorothy told Magdalene Roberts, Charles's mother, hey, your son had an affair with Sophia. Which we've seen that Dorothy is actually pretty tender towards Sophia, so I don't know if this was like a turn in their relationship where Dorothy was like, we need to get rid of Sophia, or whether she was trying to help. We haven't gotten that part of Dorothy's story yet. You cannot take her as a wife, you already have one. The scandal cannot be publicly known. It will destroy your political career. Well, this obviously seems like she's angling for her to pay Sophia to go away and to keep the son in Painscreek and keep him close. And this actually explicitly names Sophia, but is Sophia the one? So one of the questions that we have is whether Sophia was Charles's mistress or was Matthew Brooks, the priest, his mistress. Have you even considered the consequences of your actions? And what of this Sophia? Is it that Sophia knows? Or is Sophia the affair, or does Sophia know about the affair? So it's I feel unclear. The wording is just vague enough that I'm not sure. Well, he kept her picture in his secret compartment place, so he must have cared about her. CR. Okay. May 3rd, 1974. Vivian hasn't spoken much since she was discharged from the hospital. Dr. Johnson said she is fully healed, but it will take some time for her to adjust back to her old rhythm. I feel our relationship is deteriorating or has suffered permanently in some way. June 17th. I love Trisha, and I know Vivian does too. I can only hope that my mother's passion for her grandson will not affect Vivian's love for Trisha. I hope that she does not hold any resentment towards Mother. Well, spoilers on that one. And another Charles diary. June 11th, 1974. Our baby daughter is born today. We've named her Trisha. Vivian had to go through a cesarean section. I'm just glad that both mother and child are safe, and I thank God for that. I feel so happy to have a baby in the family. There's no words to express the joy I'm feeling inside. At the same time, I am worried of what Mother might say once she knows the baby is a girl. August 16th, 1974. Vivian is being hospitalized for the second time in a year. The first time was for a C-section, this time for mental instability. Dr. Johnson told me not to visit her until she is stabilized and is ready to receive me. What can I do? Mom wants a boy, but it's not safe for Vivian to be pregnant anymore. Sometimes I feel lost, not knowing what to do. Mostly, I just feel lonely. Okay, yeah, we've seen the letter where Dr. Johnson told Charles not to come and visit Vivian because it was upsetting her. November 16th, 1974. I never thought this would happen. Whenever Sophia is babysitting Trisha, she would listen to everything, I'm guessing, I have to say. I could express myself candidly. Never once did she question the decisions I made. It made me feel like she understands me. Yes, an unquestioned point of view means that you were understood. I found comfort in her, both spiritually and physically. I just never thought I would have a relationship with her. What should I do now? Okay, so, alright. This is... okay, so 100% Sophia is the affair. July 6, 1975. I have a name for our child. He will be called Vincent Roberts. I will add him to my will. Sophia seems to be hiding as well as she can from Vivian. Even I have not seen her in the last 2 days. I wonder where she could be. Okay, so, yeah. Scott was Trisha's brother. Unless Charles was not Trisha's dad. But that does not seem to be the case. Okay, so what does that mean? What did we just learn? That Magdalene knew about the affair. Dorothy's the one that told her about it. That Sophia was the mother of the child, and was the person in an affair with Charles. Vincent, as far as we can tell, is Charles's son. Vincent was, after Sophia's disappearance, was taken to an orphanage, and at that orphanage, his name was changed to Scott. Father Matthew comes to, no, actually, Father Calvin brings the baby back from the orphanage. At least that was my understanding of how that went down. Father Matthew adopts Scott, and he has the last name of Brooks. Is it completely coincidental? It can't be completely coincidental that Matthew adopted Sophia's son. Like, he was close with Sophia, cared about Sophia, so it would stand to reason that he would want to protect her or protect anything that belonged to her. And also, when he adopted Scott, he said, you have a family, like, you're not really an orphan, you have parents and whatnot. Okay. Oh, and also, we know that this is suspicious, due to a confession letter that was sent to Father Calvin. So, unfortunately, that gave us no leads. It was basically tying up loose ends. Okay. I feel like I'm not supposed to brute force these puzzles, but a lot of the time, the numbers for the puzzles are significant. So I keep trying birth dates, meeting dates, death dates. I am missing something enormous. And I do not know what it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go a little bit back to the drawing board and not record all of the reading that I'm going to do. And see if I can figure something out. Without having to look up another hint. So, okay. Hopefully see you in a bit. Okay, back in Charles's office and going to try Trisha's birthday. 0611 74. 611. That doesn't work. Maybe the day that he met Sophia. Maybe 7675. 070675. Like, I really can't tell what's important to Charles, so it's kind of hard to see. I will add him to my will. Oh, so it's actually July 4th is his birthday? Is that right? Uh, 070474. Okay. No, it was 75, but I did that one. Oh 08/27. What was the death date for his mom? 08/27. 75. Yeah, like, there's a date on here, so that's important. 08/27/75. I mean, 6 digits in this kind of the game logic is probably a date. 68. So far, this instinct has proven right. If there's an exact death date on a grave, it's come into play somehow. 1907. I feel like we do have her date, her birthday somewhere, but I can't remember where. Oh, Calvin brought the baby to... Yeah, July 4th, 1975. Like, if we're thinking about who is the most important person, if this is going to be a date, it's going to be the most important person in Charles's life. And I don't really think that that's Scott. And we tried Trisha. It could technically be Vivian. Oh, maybe it's their anniversary date. So Vivian, June 30th, 1972. So 063072. 063072. It could be Vivian's birthday too, but I don't know that I have that. I feel so happy to have a baby in the family. 061174. Try it again in case I got it wrong. 061174. I mean, it seems like he really did love his daughter. So Charles actually fell in love with Sophia. It seems like he loves Sophia maybe more. 0318. I can't remember what the rest of the Sophia's birthday was. I haven't tried 10 Town Center, but I don't think that I don't have a key to it. Oh! Hold on. No. Okay, our anniversary is today, but they were married in 71. So 063071. Good guess is me, but not cutting it. Dang. Maybe it's his mother's birthday. but I have no idea. Death anniversary, not her birth anniversary. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording and see if I can figure this one out. Okay, so I went through every picture I have, every journal I have, and I've pretty much, I think I've done a fairly good job of combing that through for clues, and literally at this point I need codes and I need keys. So one thing that I realize is that I have not done any research really into Mary Martinez, who lived at 10 Town Center. So I'm heading in that direction to see if we can actually get in, which I'm incredibly doubtful of, but we are at the point where knocking on doors is what's going to move us forward, barring some major revelation. So, four. Is this Town Center? Or is this Walnut? Okay. So Silver Lake. So I think Town Center's more this way. I was hoping that there would be that was a back doorway to get into Oliver's lab, which is another place we need to go. And we know that the key for this place was given to Dorothy Patterson, the head maid, and we know where she lives, which is 40 Black Pine, and it's beautiful. It's got all these flowers in front of it, but we don't know how to get in her house. But part of the reason why I think Mary may be our way into Dorothy's house is because she helped Dorothy move, or at least knew where she lived. I think that would have been it. Dang. And I don't really know anything about how to get into Mary's world here. It's also possible that that wasn't it, but I think it was. I'm not sure what street this would be otherwise, but we'll keep looking. Yeah, see Town Center. But that says 3. So maybe I was wrong. 7. 13. 16, yeah. I think that means that this is 10 Town Center. Well, let's see. Going to look at 3 months, 30 years. Dorothy asked me to help her clean her house tomorrow. I didn't know she had her own place. I thought she lives with the Roberts family in the nanny's room. She said she hasn't used the house for the past few months, but it needs to be taken care of every now and then. She will be 60 this year. I think I should help her. The address is 40 Black Pine Road. Yeah, an old woman with a white headband. I think that the code to Charles's safe is his mother's birthday. That's my hunch, but we don't know when she was born. If only there were a place to go look at records or something, but I know she was born in 1907, which means I have the last 2 digits, but I don't have her full birth date. Unless... Is it possible that's part of why she came? Another thing I realized as I was going through this was that Sylvia is definitely Mrs. Roberts' maid. So... June 28th, 1975. So 6 days before Scott was born. Or at least that it was announced he was born. Yeah, I think I know what I need, but I just don't have it, and I'm not exactly sure where to get it. So... Okay, logging off again and see what I can do.